see here for the GPS, and we did the same thing for SPS3 sites here. We've got PK nails at the 0 and 5th station mark. One's before west of Dothan, Alabama. This is the Project C of the SPS3 sites we're doing here in Alabama, and it's the last one that we're marking, which is why it got that letter. You can see how we've got the thing marked. The reason we did it that way this morning was because we had heavy fog, and it was very damp, moist conditions, and impossible to expect any drying of the paint that we were rolling out before, or to hope that the tape would stick down if we used it. We may come back, and in fact we'll probably come back and apply some markings a little bit later on today out here. Again, we pick up the most prominent distress in here is longitudinal cracking. We've got a little bit of gator cracking there. Whether a square foot of it is enough to report, I don't know. I have not done this distress survey yet. I also see some cracking here in the shoulder. What appears to be some cracking. It's close enough to be called edge cracking, although it won't normally be picked up on the distress surveys. Another crack which is transverse in direction, but it's less than 6 feet long, so we can't count it. See the traffic going by me. I'm not going to jump out there and dare them to run over me. Step out there in just a second. Again, the rutting on these sections, that's one of the key differences, as well as the amount of cracking, but there's very little. Whoa. Well, I finally moved out of the way for me. Okay. Okay, I'm looking down the inside wheel path here just to show what we have. I'm going to continue down and not try to show everything in here. We start picking up some cracking in the outer wheel path, along with the continual cracking in the inside wheel path here. As we get on up, we've got some sections where there's considerably more cracking than there is in here. And I'm going to shut the video down now so that we'll have enough juice to show that later on. Having to pick my spots due to the lack of battery power, I wasn't able to recharge the thing last night. And I wanted to try to drain the battery anyway for its next use. But I'm kind of short right now, so I'm having to kind of be sporadic on these. We're right now on 01C320, which is the slurry seals test section here on US 84 west of Dothan, Alabama. And we start seeing something here that I wanted to point out. In some of the earlier parts of this little movie here, I shot some what I was referring to as medium severity longitudinal cracking, and according to the definitions in the Distress ID manual, that was true. It was more than a quarter inch wide on average, unsealed, and had some random cracking associated with it. Now, the thing is, that definition is pretty loose in terms of what all falls under moderate severity. This crack that we see here, which is very apparent and obviously is pretty wide, and I would say is more severe than the others in terms of allowing water in, will also be classified as moderate severity because of the definition. You know, you're talking about something that needs to essentially be a continuous pothole to be called high severity according to the Distress ID manual. You know, we get into places where we're in and out of cracking within each test section, which isn't unusual. This really winds up being a good complement of projects that we have here in Alabama for SPS3. We've got this pavement here, which is 3 3/4 to 4 inches of asphalt over 10 inches of base material, of unbound base. And we've got, it's a fairly old project, very little rutting is observed. We've got quite a bit of cracking. So it's fairly well distressed, as we've seen throughout here. The one we did yesterday had around 7 inches of asphalt on a soil aggregate base, and is just now starting to exhibit cracking. The one we did